Hello, everybody, and welcome to Quill and Sword. Thank you for the countdown. That was off camera. But welcome. We are a D&D group. We are playing a dark fantasy game, which means fantasy plus scary elements. So if that's maybe not your jam, go have fun elsewhere. But if you can dig some dark fantasy vibes, then we are here for you. We are here for it. These are my absolutely wonderful players. I will introduce them in like 2 seconds, but first I gotta tell you, we love Syrinscape. It's good mood setter, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna roll my lovely D4 to help us determine who's gonna recap for us first. And we are on Nathaniel, so have at it.
Well, we had to open with dealing with the hag that has been hounding us ever since Anu decided to cut a deal. So, and this is a hag that has been messing with us and has been messing with our heads and dealing with illusions. And one thing that happened almost immediately was that Anu, Wisp, and Masquerade kind of got whammied and sent into these sort of, oh, isn't this a lovely, wonderful place that feels like home? Isn't this a fantastical place? Sort of trance deal. And I will hand it over to Robin.
Okay, hello. I'm sorry, my baby is crying off screen and I'm a little bit distracted right now. Let's see, I remember that Argent said that buildings were stupid. Does that count as a thing?
That was a thing. It happened.
SyniTA, you're the one that hasn't gone yet, right?
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't gone yet? Okay, yes, good, you.
Okay. So after our defeat of the lovely but not actually lovely hag, we spoke to Argent about how we would get out of there, and they told us, well, maybe the forest could help. So we stayed a night to figure out if the forest could help, and it turns out that the forest had many things for us to stay the night in. And I'm going to take it over to MARISA.
Yeah, so we stayed the night in the forest. As I recall, Wisp was able to build us a structure out of dirt and such.
I have a spell. I have Lehman's Tiny Hut as a spell.
Yes. But Nim did spend a significant amount of time trying to sweep the dirt out of the floor, but it was just,
Yes, that did happen.
So as the gang is just kind of chilling, getting some rest post hag murder, Anu made a new friend who I, up to this point, remembered being named Geraldo, but it was actually Innes. So I found that out today. And right now, I believe we are sitting in our hut and chatting with Innes and figuring out what we're going to do for the evening, I believe.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you guys did get to sleep for the evening, and you awaken to the patter of raindrops. It's interesting because against the hut, it's like almost like this, almost like a bell being played in reverse, just very softly. And all over the ground, you see pattering raindrops. It's filtering through the treetops so that it's really scattered where it's actually hitting, but it's still pretty wet, so it's been raining for a while. You don't see Innes in the immediate vicinity right now. But you do see what looks like firelight inside the inn that you camped outside of. I'll leave it to all of you. Who do you think will get up first? Who's an early bird? Besides Anu. Anu only trances.
Wisp might be simply because they're lacking in more comfortable accommodations.
Okay.
So, not by choice, but by circumstance.
Okay. So you wake up to an especially dark morning. The sky's already gray, filtered through the thick canopy of the treetops, but the treetops shade it just that much more to make it seem almost like it's a just after dusk sort of morning.
And you said there was a firelight in the inn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not leaving the hut yet. I'm not seeing anyone like movement through windows or anything in the light, any silhouettes, anything.
You do. You see a tall silhouette, about like 6'4". It's pretty obviously Innis, the moon elf man that you met the other night.
Okay.
And you do smell wafting from the inn. You smell it's almost like honey, but there's a savor about it, almost like bacon. And it's wafting from the inside of the inn.
I think that would probably be enough to get Wisp to gravitate actually towards the inn.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to remember, does the thing still have a door on the hinge, or is it just fallen apart that much?
It is still on the hinge, but it's decrepit.
Gentle knocking.
Okay. So when you knock on the door, it actually swings in partway. Anyway. And you see a cauldron over the fire in the hearth, and it has something bubbling inside of it. And you see Innis squatting there, the orange firelight dancing off of his purple skin and scarlet pink hair. So that it's really quite a color contrast to the gray outside.
So I'm going to ask now before I get into a conversation with him. I know most of us gave false names to him. I remember what mine was, and Wisp would remember what the others are, but me as a player, I don't. Can I get a reminder?
I was Jim Ning Ming Sin Ning Min Tin Ning.
Oh, God, that's right.
Jim for short, though.
Jim. Mask, do you remember what your fake name was?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Reset it then. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go with Vale.
Vale.
Okay.
Cool.
That ass.
Yep.
His
Anu,
words, not mine.
Anu introduced herself as A, and then he introduced her as Ass.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I would just like to say I'm already in the hotel.
Okay. So you know, Anu, that what he's making is a traditional elven breakfast. It has it's essentially a thick bacon-based porridge, and it has cinnamon in it and brown sugar, so that it's kind of sweet but also very savory, and it has that spice from a peppered bacon that there are pieces of inside the porridge as well. So, yeah. Thickened with flour made from wild rice. So it's a very robust and comforting dish. This is basic comfort food for you.
So I will sort of... I'm not going to announce myself, but I am going to like clop in with the hooves kind of purposefully loud enough to be heard.
Okay. And you do see that Innis turns pretty quickly when you just cross the threshold. He is clothed this time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's wearing a tunic that is a bit longer in the front and back, but has sides that split up to the waist, and basic baggy pants and sandals that just standard fair sandals, wrapped. They wrap up almost like boots. And you see he's actually got his hair tied back right now, his long hair, as he's stirring this because he's next to fire, you know?
Yeah. Oh, almost didn't recognize you.
Oh, well, I know that it may have been a shock when you met me yesterday. Not many people get to meet someone as attractive as myself.
Oh, so that's the route we're taking. Okay, I'll downgrade my expectations accordingly.
But did you sleep well in your little magic dome?
About as well as one is going to on the ground, but yeah.
All right. Anu, what do you think you've been talking with Innes about during this time that you both have been up?
I would want to wait for everyone to discuss anything about the situation we're about to go into. So we're just reminiscing about past lives.
Okay. All right. So, he has told you that in his most recent life that he remembers, he was a mage. He was a druid who was the leader of her people. And she lived to see her 3 great-grandchildren before she passed. And before that, he was a cook, just a simple cook, who they really excelled at their craft, specifically at making hearty comfort foods, and this happens to be one recipe that he's managed to recover from that life. So do you share truth with him or lies?
I share truth, but my truth is it's lighthearted. It's explaining all the recipes I've retained.
Okay. Do you want to share any of them?
Yes. One of them is a nice variety meal that gets your starches, your meats, and your veggies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a meat like pork is dark meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's
Pork
red
is-
meat.
Oh, it's red meat.
No,
Yes.
pork is white meat.
Really?
Is it? Wow. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be considered red meat.
No, you have to cook it all the way through, same as chicken. Red meat you can do rare.
Oh, interesting. I always thought red meat was based on mammalian status.
No.
Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Right? Okay. Well,
Nathaniel
it's
coming out with the clutch facts.
right? It is a white meat meal where it does get cooked all the way through, because you have to. With you can substitute any vegetables you have. The main point of it, though, is the jelly sauce that you make, and it's made with blackberry and figs mixed together.
Okay. That sounds really, really tasty. So yeah, Innes offers you a simple clay bowl full of the porridge anew, and then extends one to Wisp after.
Which I will take. Did he offer a utensil, or is it just a bowl?
No, he actually takes a bowl himself and just starts sipping from it.
Okay, that works.
And you do find there's like proper chunks of like a bacon-like meat in here. But it's peppery, it's sweet, it's savory, and it's really hearty. It sits on the stomach. So, good traveling food.
I dig it.
So, tell me, how does someone come to the power of making something like that?
Practice.
I see. And they let you practice that among the humans.
Who said I lived among humans?
Well, I just assumed by the company that you keep.
A lot of assumptions you make.
Fair, I suppose. And he kind of seems almost like he's enjoying the banter just a little bit. Meanwhile, Wisp, without you in the hut, it starts to flicker and fade.
Oops.
So occasionally the vroom just lets through a raindrop here, a droplet there, and so both Mask and Nim, you find your faces and your bodies slowly assaulted by water droplets at different points.
First time
Before-
casting it, I'm sorry.
After about 2 minutes, we'll say, it's completely gone and now it's just raining on you.
Oh, well, geez, I guess we'll go take cover elsewhere, I suppose. That was, I was more concerned about the dirt floor, but I guess I should have worried more about the roof and it just disappearing.
rumbling, sitting up, wiping water off the face. I guess let's go inside.
Yes, I mean, we could just consider this a bath, I guess. It's not that bad, you know, I guess bright side of things. You know, it's a nice, crisp, refreshing shower.
If you insist.
So, when the two of you come into the inn, you also see everyone has a bowl of this porridge that's sitting on the hearth, and the hearth is lit. And,
Did it start raining harder on you two guys? You look like it really got you.
The hut disappeared. You didn't do that on purpose.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry. That's my bad.
I start prestidigitating myself dry.
Is there a chance it was made of sugar and it just dissolved? Is that something that we need to think about for next time, or did it?
No, it faded because I wasn't there.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was trying to solve the mystery, but thank you, Wisp. Okay.
I will prestidigitate. Well, actually, sorry. I will ask Nim. Nim, do you mind if I dry you a little?
Oh, that would be fantastic. It's a bit chilly.
All right. I will now prestidigitate Nim dry. Didn't want to do it without consent.
Mm-hmm. So, the four of you seem to be rather tight-knit.
Yes.
How
Wisp. Dibs.
Who?
Dibs. Just saying. So everyone heard it.
All right.
I just don't see many groups like yours, I suppose.
We are the Motley Few.
Motley indeed. I don't know what to make of you yet, to be honest.
It's more fun that way.
In a world where just who you are tends to draw battle lines, I find it fascinating to find those that don't care about those.
Well, some of us understand what actually matters.
And there are plenty of battles without creating some for no good reason after all.
So what is it that matters to you then?
Sneaking in the parties.
It's a little bit of a prying question.
Well, perhaps I like to pry.
Yes, I'm noticing that. And maybe I'll answer it. I'll go back to eating.
Fair enough. The forest itself seems to think that all of you have something to do with this plague that's attacking my people. I'm curious. Do you know about it?
Kind of looking puzzled at the rest of them.
Next to nothing.
It's
Anu, you're awfully quiet. Do you know what's going on?
Do I know exactly what's going on, or did I just see the glimpses of it?
roll a religion check for me. Just by virtue of the fact that you've spent a little more time with Innes, reminiscing and whatnot, at some point your conversation went on where he described something called the starving wake. It is a sickness that has been in legend by your people that talks about when the world itself is sick, your people catch it. Being in tune with nature, they're more susceptible, according to your legends. And this is where it came from. You don't know exactly how it started. No one really does. There's a lot of myth surrounding it. But what you do know is that it turns your people into terrible monsters.
I relay that to everybody.
Oh.
Not many secrets in this group, is there?
That would just make solving things that much harder.
True.
So, how long has this been going on? When did this start?
Well, it started a while ago. We can't say exactly for certain because it takes a while before it starts manifesting. And when it does, it starts with the nightmares.
This might be a really random question that makes no sense, but I'm just gonna ask just because there's other stuff we've dealt with. The color yellow doesn't prominently feature in how this thing manifests, does it?
No.
Oh, good.
It's much more of a shadowy sort of thing.
Okay.
Shaded.
I mean, like, not good. Just, you know, there was a whole other. Never mind.
It is the greatest tragedy to befall our people when it happens. Because it takes your memories of your past selves. It kills them. And at least according to our beliefs, it stops your life cycle.
How widespread is this?
A dozen, right now. We don't know if any other clans have had it because we haven't encountered any others, which is a rarity in itself.
So, the impression that we've been given was that the forest, we're not supposed to be here. And theoretically, the forest could let us leave the way we came, except it doesn't seem to want to. The working theory is that it's seeking help.
Well, then perhaps, rather than searching for a cause as I was, maybe I was searching for a solution.
I mean, solution is better if those are your only two options.
This is true. Do you think you could offer a solution?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but we can... I sort of look to the group to make sure I'm not overstepping and committing us to things, just kind of get a read on faces. Well, most faces. And say, I can't promise a solution, but we can try and help.
I would appreciate that. Is one of you a healer?
Ish.
Well,
We have a lot of ish in this group, I'll be honest.
then perhaps, if nothing else, you can offer some comfort and respite, because before all of this happened, our healer vanished.
Any idea where
None.
or how?
No. They went into the forest for a rite of passage, and they never returned. Their mentor went after them, and he never returned.
So it sounds to me like looking for those people would probably be a good first step.
That's my thought. Where is this rite supposed to happen?
In the belly of the forest.
Are you willing to at least point us in the direction?
I don't know the direction. That's the
Was it-
problem.
Were they the only two who did?
They were the only two who could solve the puzzle as to where it was.
Huh.
But they were also the only 2 mages in our clan. It's possible, I don't know, but it's possible it requires magic to solve.
And we might be able to work around that.
So, would you be willing for me to lead you to my clan then?
Again, sort of check everybody else and looking for nods or something.
They're going to let us leave after, yes?
Of course.
Okay.
That's a very good question.
In fact, I think most of them would probably rather that you left as soon as you got there.
That's not unexpected, but the last time we ended up coming across an elven settlement, they tried to make us stay there forever.
Oh, that's very bizarre.
We've been through things.
I see. Well, you won't have to worry about them wanting to get rid of you.
Good to know.
5 of these. Get 5 of these.
So, perhaps, we'll go. If the 3 of you are more comfortable, I can take Just and you. It's your choice. If you want to meet more people.
I'd rather we stick together. It's all the same.
Very well. And, so you guys head out. Do you want to let him make the survival check, or does anyone have better than a +3?
I do.
All right.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Nim does.
Yeah. Get a 23.
23. So he describes roughly where their clan is, and you pretty easily find bits and pieces of telltale signs that their clan has traveled through here. You see places where branches have broken. You find wagon marks that have been obscured. All sorts of different, you find very obvious signs, but the untrained eye would have difficulty locating them. And you quickly find your way to a thicker part of the forest. This forest is actually very mountainous, and you find that as you get deeper and deeper into the forest, the leaves shift from greens and blue-greens to more purples and pinks. And the bark of the trees almost drinks the light away with how dark gray it is. And oranges start appearing in foliage around. And the purples and blues and greens are still present, but less so than the warmer colors. And despite the rain, it feels almost brighter here. And the weather is pleasant warm. And anyone who wants to can give me a perception check.
16.
16.
27.
27. Wow.
13.
Okay.
Somebody had to be the weak
19.
ass one.
Okay. So anyone who got a 15 or better will notice that at some point, and you're not really sure exactly when it was, you start seeing people, moon elves, hiding in the treetops with bows, machetes, hook swords, all manner of weaponry, but they are dressed in clothing that hides them very well against the grays and oranges and pinks of these treetops. And eventually, you just sort of crest a ridge and look down into a dipping clearing where there are there's a caravan that's ringed this clearing, and these carts have folded out with tent parts to become almost like these mobile domiciles that would make for a proper permanent lodge. And you see that you get a lot of skeptical looks, a lot of glares as you enter, but Innes leads you to a tent that's off to the side. In fact, it's kind of separate from the ring of the rest of the caravan. And when you get inside, you see individuals lying on cots. There's 12 of them right now. And you see that they all seem to be having some sort of very fitful sleep. There's moans and groans here and there, and the occasional scream. And there are only about 3 people tending to the dozen. And these 3, while wearing white, long dusters that would denote that they are some sort of medical professional, they don't look like they're using healing magic at all. And they seem at a loss a little bit to deal with this. Eventually, Innes greets one of them in Elven, so Anu, you would recognize what's being said. And he says, I've brought those who the forest sent me for, and they seem to be able to help rather than to be part of the problem. And the healer responds in kind. She points to one of them and says, well, they need something. Please, have them do whatever they can.
Hands of Healing?
Okay. What can Hands of Healing do?
It just restores HP. It's a healing high 5.
Okay. Go ahead and use
Can we
that.
rename it to Healing High Five?
I mean, it's not far off.
I will call it that forever now.
Yay!
So what'd you get? Do you just automatically heal them for an amount, or is it something that you
Hold
roll
on.
for?
I'm pretty sure it's a D4, but I gotta go check.
Or is it your martial arts die? Because that would be a D6 for you now, I think.
I'm pretty sure I leveled Wizard this time, actually.
Oh, you did. You're right. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting your split class.
Yes, Hand of Healing, it's 1d4 plus 2.
1d4 plus 2. Okay.
Let's see. So that's gonna be 4.
Okay. So you reach down and with your Hands of Healing and well, you tell me how it looks actually.
I mean, it's just, almost everything that Mask does is like purple and gold, so it's that, sort of like golden shimmer.
Okay. So it's got that golden shimmer and it catches purple in just the right section of the light. And when you do that, you touch this forehead of this teenage girl and she is burning up like a lot. And she's coated in this almost mucusy cold sweat. And make an investigation or medicine roll, your choice.
Oh, what do I have better here? Medicine is slightly better.
Okay.
11.
11. There's something else about her, and you can't quite place your finger on exactly what it is, but there's more going on here than a fever and a weirdly viscous sweat. You offer your Hands of Healing, though, and when the light fades, you see that her restless, jerking motions sort of calm a little bit, and she falls and drifts into a more stable sleep.
Would Cure Wound do anything? Because that's what my healing is.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, and anyone who wants to can make an Arcana check here, or Medicine.
My Arcana's better, yeah.
That I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Steven,
I got a
permission
6.
to not roll, but just run with the hypothesis I have anyway.
Sure.
Okay.
You can always do that.
I got a 25.
25. Anew, you can gather that what Mask just demonstrated is that restoring hit points, or things that would restore hit points, can help these people rest better, but it's not going to cure them.
That is exactly what my hypothesis was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can let them get a long rest. You can let them avoid exhaustion, but you're not going to actually be able to cure them of whatever this is.
I think my cure wound is a HP thing though as well.
It
Let's
is.
see.
So
It is.
Okay.
I now have greater restoration,
Mm-hmm.
which I would think I'd have to try that because that's kind of the high-end cleansing we've got.
Mm-hmm. And being a mage who has greater restoration, you would suspect that this is probably the most likely thing to help outside of something that was forbidden, taboo magics. Like, greater restoration is already bordering, like, it's definitely illegal. It's definitely illegal most places. But also, this is your best shot outside of needing someone who's genuinely like a sage or a master. And at that point, you don't know if you can trust them.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna do cure wound.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So go ahead and roll your cure wounds on another one of these victims.
Hey.
Do you want high or low, Senita?
Like you mean like second level or first level?
No, I'm talking about a die roll to determine something.
I'm gonna go with low.
Okay.
All right. I'll hit my cure wound at level 2.
Okay. Then you are
Actually,
also...
you know what?
Huh?
I'm gonna do it at level 1 just in case.
Okay. You are also afforded an investigation or a medicine roll because
Okay.
you got low.
Yay. All right. My roll is a 7.
Your roll's a 7.
For
Okay.
Cure wound. For cure wound.
Oh, cure wounds. Okay.
Okay.
So you reach out to this man. He's middle-aged, long goatee, and he also just after fitful, restless groaning, you manage to get him into a state where he just sort of calms and his breathing evens. You also feel that viscous sweat and that high fever.
So you said investigation or medicine?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It does either or. It's +2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
15.
15. Okay. So I will also need you to make me a Constitution saving throw for this.
Oh,
Because
yay.
you touched him.
I
you're
hope
an
I'm
elf.
not. I have protection against charms.
It's not a charm.
Okay. All right.
It's a curse.
Constitution. Oh yeah, that's right. It is a curse. 12.
12. Okay. So you touch him, right? To heal him. And you heal him and he rests. And you notice there's something off with him. And as you're touching him, it's almost like your vision goes like you're going into a vision of your own, one of your past lives. Like, whoom, and you see just briefly this man sitting up and he grabs you by the throat. You feel claws digging in to your throat. And you see that he's snarling at you and his teeth seem to be long, especially the incisors, and he's got these feral eyes and his pupils have reshaped into these slits. You see horns sprouting from the top of his forehead, and his skin has grayed, and he has his goatee is kind of joined with these sideburns that are long, and he snarls, and you hear this loud roar in your head, and you snap back out of it, and you find that you feel different. You feel cold. And as you start to realize you're feeling cold, you just touch your forehead and you're starting to feel a sweat. Just like a little bit. And that's what you've got.
So what does that look like to us from the outside?
So you guys watched Anu reach down and touch this man, and the lights in her eyes went out. They just stopped glowing. They're still blue. They're still, like, the pupils are not even there or anything like that. It's not like her eyes changed in appearance. It's just the light that's in them stopped. And she stared with no light in her eyes for a good, 30 seconds, almost like a trance. And as she did, it looked like she started sweating. And then she sort of pulls away, and it's almost like she's pulling her hand off of a surface covered in glue.
Anu? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just a throat cold.
No.
Make a
I really
deception
need-
roll.
Yeah.
And you make an insight check, Wisp.
That's 15.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, she's lying.
Anu? Step away from everybody else, please. And stay still for me, if you would. So I'm going to attempt the greater restoration on Anu.
Okay. So what does that look like for you when you do this?
So that starts as a sort of fluctuating colored aura, sort of just around me, that eventually sort of concentrates in the hands, which I will place on either side of her head. I will not actually come into contact with her, but the light will sort of go after, it starts as an aura, condenses into the hands, color always shifting, and then goes to her.
Okay. And Anu, when you feel this, it's almost like this brick that was weighing on your lungs has pulled away. You breathe easier, and you didn't realize you were having trouble breathing. And your stomach no longer feels like it's empty. And that was something you realized was there, and you once again didn't notice.
I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding.
Okay. So, first of all, Anu, and actually everybody, with all this, no touchy. So, that seemed to work, but we've got at least two problems. One, that was probably easy mode because you just barely got it. Who knows if that's going to work on people who've had it who are farther along. And two, I can only do that once a day. So even if we stay long enough for me to try and get everybody in here, there's no guarantee it won't spread faster than I can heal it.
Which means we need to find the healers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I can take you to the healer's tent. This is not, in fact, the healing tent. This is our reserve tent that we keep for guests. But we couldn't fit everyone in the healer's tent after just a few nights.
Honestly, they should quarantine.
Anyone who wants to, make an insight roll.
15.
11.
21.
8.
Masquerade. He's keeping something from you.
I file that away and I will let the others know as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, to the healing tent then. And so he leads you out into the rain once again, and across the campsite, all the way to the opposite side of the ring, where you find a slightly more grand tent than the others, and inside you see herbs hanging from these makeshift clotheslines almost that go from pole to pole, and there are jars of oils and all manner of books just scattered everywhere. It's kind of a mess in here, honestly. Lots of herbs, lots of salves, lots of a mess. Here's the healer's tent, and that orb on the table is the map.
And all right, I'm gonna just reach out and touch the orb.
I was going to say don't
Okay.
touch it.
I'm
I
gonna touch
ponder the orb.
You touch the orb, and when you do, it's almost like you get zapped with like static with how much magic is in this thing.
Ha! Okay. Ow. Well, that's a fine how do you do.
And he said that was a map.
Yes.
It's a shocky ball, it seems. I'm confused.
Well, no one knows how to use it.
Oh well that's great. You know, we're making progress. Okay.
Actually, that's probably the first reaction that we've had in the camp from it outside of myself.
What reaction did you have?
That was my question.
The same. And he'll kind of reach out and just poke it, and it's a little zap, and he'll kind of pick it up and toss it at Nim. Make an athletics check
Oh god.
to catch it.
19.
Oh!
19. You catch the ball, nothing happens.
Oh,
No
throw it to
shock,
me.
nothing.
Nim just looks at it. Well, I feel left out a little bit.
Hey, pass it to me. Let me see. Do I get shocked? Does nothing happen?
I toss it to a new.
Make an athletics check.
What?
I'm probably gonna drop it. Let's go.
What do you mean?
12.
You catch
So
it.
help me if this thing drops and breaks.
You catch it, and it shocks you.
I'm just gonna hold on to it and just kind of.
Mass, do you mind? I'm just want
Touch.
to check something.
It zaps you too.
That's what I thought. So, Innes,
Yes.
you kind of implied that there weren't a lot of magic users around here, but you are.
I am, because I took an oath. And he points at the tattoos on his face. Not naturally,
I
but
maneuvered that though. There's no way it happened.
To what degree can you answer my question of what was the oath?
an oath to the forest. To love her, to serve her, to protect her from the evils of this world. To toast her health, and to preserve her in all of her glory for all of the days of this life.
That's a fairly impressive oath, I gotta say.
Sounds romantic.
It is almost. Tell me, have you never looked at a sunrise? Never seen the moon in the middle of the night, shining full and silver, and found yourself enraptured in the romance of the moment?
Yes, but that usually had more to do with the company I was in.
Or the alcohol, if I'm being honest.
The world is a beautiful place. Dark at times, but worth saving. At any rate, if any of you lot can figure out this contraption, you're a better person than I. I've tried and tried and tried, but I can't seem to get it.
I have a thought. See, I want to cast Healing Word on the orb.
Okay. Cast Healing Word. So describe how that looks.
I've described it before, and now I can't remember.
Okay.
So it's just sort of a bit of a breath of light from me into whatever the thing is.
Okay. So you breathe this breath of light into it, and when you do, the entire thing starts spinning and shifting with clicks and whirs, and it's almost like a Rubik's Cube that starts doing itself. And it starts opening, and it expands as it opens into a more hollowed out orb. But there's still pieces moving and whirring and clicking inside. And eventually, it gets too big for Anu to hold on to.
Yeah.
And when it does, it falls to the ground. And it almost like if you've ever seen those toys that have the pins that you can push up to make pictures or make imprints, it does that. And it looks like the forest. And you see that while most of the orb is a brilliant bronze, there is a section that is silver. And this little grove of silver seems to be laid out in such a way that you start to realize the forest is almost shaped like a body that is curled up and sleeping. And the silver is right around the center.
I'm gonna touch the silver part.
Okay. So you touch the silver part, and it lights up just a little bit as you point to it. And as your finger draws close, it just sort of lights up a little bit with this "Hong." And you can tell this is a map of the Gloaming Arbor, which is where you guys are right now.
Yep. Well, that makes sense. It needed healing magic. Any other kind of magic, it wouldn't have done anything, I suspect.
Huh.
But and this
No.
is where the mages are.
No wonder the healer told me to try to open it if something happened. I just tried the wrong way. I thought I could brute force the thing open.
That's with devices like that. That's usually not the best approach.
Yet, how interesting. Because I'm surprised that Anu wasn't the one to figure it out.
I don't have healing. He did it first.
Nim and Masquerade seem like the two most likely. Give me an insight check.
12.
9.
Oh.
Okay. That's all. Nothing.
Oh, I hate that.
So, yeah. You know what? I'll also let Wisp have at this too, because Wisp is a bard, and this feels maybe a little bit up their alley, just a smidge.
You said insight check?
Yeah.
16.
16. Just enough. I'm gonna write this as a note to you in the chat.
Okay. All
That's
right.
You get
not
secrets.
fair.
You get secrets.
Secret data. Do-do-do-do. Remember, kids, the secret
turn it
word
off?
is...
Thank you.
There you go.
Noted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't get an insight check? That's disrespectful.
You know what? Sure, go for it. But your DC is higher. by 2.
My DC is higher by 2?
Yes.
All right.
Because at this point, I'm actually a little surprised you as a player haven't already picked up on it.
I have a theory. I just...
Okay.
I have a theory. It could be bunnies.
22.
Okay. I will copy the message that I sent to Nathaniel, and I will send it to you as well. Because secrets. Hush, hush, hush. Had you picked up on that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, kind of. I feel like my theory is surrounding that.
Okay. So yeah. That being said, so you guys now have a location.
All right. Folks feel good to head?
Yes.
All right.
Do you want the company or not?
I want the company.
I guess that settles that then.
Well, we can vote on it. I didn't say it.
I'm not particularly committed one way or the other. If someone feels strongly about it, I'm happy to go with it.
All right, then I'll join you. And he excuses himself from the tent briefly and says, I just need to prepare real quick. Get my armor, my weapon. I hadn't brought it with me to meet you because, well, I was hoping that you would have been good people. And it seems I was right.
We saw the weapon that you brought when you met us.
Well, you know, you're always welcome to see that weapon again.
Noted.
Again, dibs.
And he winks at both of you and then leaves.
Anu, did you tell him your proper name?
I did not.
I didn't think you did.
Sheer audacity of that one.
Yeah, Well,
something feels suspicious.
I feel like he's sincere in wanting the help, and I feel like he's sincere in most of what he has said. I just think he hasn't been saying everything.
He's definitely hiding something.
Any thoughts, Jim?
Well, I was thinking if we are going to go on this venture, maybe we should stock up on some supplies. I don't know what you two are talking about, but my apron is woefully empty of snacks.
Fair. Maybe we should see if they are willing to trade with us at all, and what's available if they are.
Okay. So go ahead and start. This is going to be a complex test here because it's going to be difficult to get them to trade with you. So each of you is going to take part in this. So everybody's going to have to make a roll. I'm going to tell you what roles are needed, and you're going to have to work out amongst yourselves who's taking what. So first I'm going to need either investigation or survival to be able to navigate a shopkeep. I'm then going to need a persuasion check or deception or performance or intimidation, whatever you're using.
I'll take that. I'll take that one.
Make an initial impression. Then I'm going to need an investigation to see if they have the wares that you want and what quality they are. And then I'm going to need an insight to determine if those are a fair price for this setting.
I'll take the insight.
I can do survival.
All right, so that'll leave
Guess-
mask with investigation.
Okay.
All right, so first things first is survival.
Like to use my inspiration.
Okay, you can absolutely use your inspiration.
17?
13?
17.
17. You
Trying to
do
get-
find a vendor. It seems to be an all-purpose vendor. So she has a little of this and a little of that. Weapons, armor, food, soft goods, tools, all sorts of things. Now we need that impression. So, Wisp, what are we using to make an impression?
Performance.
Performance.
18.
18. So are you
Yes,
performing manners or are you making an actual performance out of this?
Hi.
I am performing manners, and this is just, I'm not trying to make a big show, but I am trying to just project trustworthiness and like none of this is deception. This is all pretty honest, but like trustworthiness and compassion and just the kind of person you'd like to see stride into your establishment.
Okay. So when you walk in, because of your manners performance check, you remember that in elven culture, there's always a basin of water and a bar of soap at the door, and you are expected to wash your hands when you enter. You remember this and you wash your hands.
Yay!
And it makes a very good impression. This elderly elven woman with this fair blue skin and raven black hair leans forward just a bit. And she says, Falam Hariel, traveler. I'm impressed.
Can I whisper it to
Yeah, you just get this. You know what you're
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to do.
I'm just gonna whisper it to the other two.
Okay. All right. So she leans forward. She is already, you are in her good graces. So now we need that investigation check to see if she has the wares that you will want. So Masquerade.
I'm gonna have to use my inspiration.
Okay.
And it's still only a 13.
Okay. So I will let 3 of you name one item that you want to be guaranteed in stock here.
Ooh.
And Masquerade, you have to pick what 3 those are.
Okay. Do we have opinions? Like, what specifically are we looking for, guys?
Nim would like something that travels well, a snack food item.
Okay.
Like a
So
hardtack. Jerky, hardtack, something like that. A non-branded Lembus.
I'd like healing items.
Potions.
Wisp would very much like to find some better weapons. Dagger and rapier ideally. Longsword acceptable.
Okay.
there-
Swords it is.
All right. So you find that immediately in the vicinity, you see a rack with 2 different rapiers and a dagger. All of them look ornately crafted. Definitely not by her. She's definitely traded for these. You see a shelf with a variety of potions. And actually, on that same shelf, on the upper level, you see some baked goods that Anu would recognize as specifically traveling rations that are a little more like normal food, a little less of the crackers and jerky, and these are a special bread made from a vibrant green mushroom that can be found in the Gloaming Arbor. It does turn your tongue green, and about a fourth of people find it unbearably sour. But those who don't find it unbearably sour describe it as being rich, incredibly nuanced in its flavor profile, and regardless, everyone finds it very filling for the amount of food that you eat. So, what do you want to investigate first, the potions or the weapons?
Is that a question to Mask, or is that to anybody?
I'm still leaving this in Mask's domain because
Okay, well,
this
the
is...
potions were brought up first, so we will go with the potions.
Okay. So, there are currently 5 potions in total occupying this shelf. 3 of them are an effervescent red liquid with what looks almost like sparkling murkiness.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 2 in one type of container, and then the third is in a differently shaped glass vial. So, and you could surmise that 2 of these are lesser healing potions and 1 is greater. You also find that there is an orange potion that is not identified yet and will need an Arcana roll, which will be at disadvantage unless you have Alchemist's supplies. The same goes for the purple potion and the green potion.
I have +6 on Arcana.
Okay.
Anybody else do better?
I have same +6.
Okay.
Can we both check?
You know what? I will let both of you cancel out the disadvantage. So one person can roll, but because there's 2 of you that are that skilled in Arcana, you can cancel the disadvantage that comes from not having your proficiency with alchemist supplies.
Wisp, you can take that roll.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so the orange potion is a potion of giant strength. The purple potion is a potion of invisibility. And the green potion is a potion of good berries. It can be poured on a normal berry bush like you would water a bush, and it will turn the bush into a good berry bush.
So you're guaranteed not to be poisoned by the berries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And they will be filling enough for 1 meal just with 1 berry.
Oh, dang.
And they heal 1 hit point per.
That's nifty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can find those potions, and then anyone who wants to can make an Arcana roll or a religion check for the rapiers and the dagger. If you do not speak Elven, that religion or Arcana roll is made at disadvantage.
I am not trained in either of those, so I will forego this roll.
I'm trained in Elven.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make the Arcana roll. All right, let's see. Ooh, nat 20.
Nat
26.
20. Okay. So, in fact, I am going to just tell you what these are. So, the first one is a dagger. This is a flame tongue dagger, but unlike most daggers, most flame tongue daggers, this one ignites with a silver, purple, and blue pink fire that is very specifically denoted as being an elven enchantment. So this is like clearly an elven weapon.
Like?
So that is that's your flame tongue. And then hold on just a second. I'm having to navigate this real quick with that. Nope, wrong tab. Just a second here, because I need to remember what the others are. And it is... Okay. So the other one, there's two different rapiers here. One of them is a vibrant sapphire blue, and the metal itself is. The other has a metal that is a bright pink.
So do we need to roll on those again?
I'm going to say yes, just because of the nature of these.
Okay, so would any of us cancel out a disadvantage, or would we all be at disadvantage of that? Because I know, obviously, with the last one, it was because it was an elven item.
If you are trained in smithing, or if you are trained in alchemist supplies, if you are trained in trying to think what else. If you're trained in religion, you can use religion as well.
Ooh.
And religion would cancel out the disadvantage.
So where would I see? Like, I have a +6 in religion. Where would it be listed that it's actually like trained in?
I'm sorry. What are you trying to ask?
So like, I know I have a +6 in religion. Is it like having a high enough bonus count as being trained in it, or is that something else?
So it's just if you're trained in religion, you can cancel out the disadvantage and roll Arcana.
Okay, but what I'm saying is I don't know. How do I know if like trained in religion versus simply having a high proficiency? Is this like a backstory thing?
Do you have proficiency in religion?
Yes.
Then you are trained. So
thank you. That's what I was asking.
Sorry, I was a little confused.
That's what I was asking. Okay, so I can roll without disadvantage then. So, and I will use an inspiration to roll that again.
Okay.
All right. 16.
16. Okay, so you can identify one of the two of them.
Okay.
You can identify that the pink one is a dancing sword.
Ooh.
And how's that work?
You can use a
what does that
bonus
mean?
action to toss this magic item into the air and speak its command word. When you do so, the sword begins to hover, flies up to 30 feet, and attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet of it. The sword uses your attack roll and ability score modifiers for the damage rolls. While the sword hovers, you can use a bonus action to cause it to fly 30 feet to another spot within 30 feet of you. As part of the same bonus action, you can cause the sword to attack one creature within 5 feet of it. After the hovering sword attacks for the 4th time, it flies up to 30 feet and tries to return to your hand. If you have no hand free, it falls to the ground at your feet. And if the sword has no unobstructed path to you, it moves as close to you as it can, then falls to the ground. It also ceases to hover if you grasp it or if you move more than 30 feet away from it.
Okay. Very nifty.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what these cost yet because we needed
Correct.
insight rolls from.
Yep. So, Anu, go ahead and give us an insight check now that you have seen all the things.
Do they have like prices listed up? Or is because wouldn't the price come after we picked our items?
So there are prices that are tags, but you can also ask about them.
Okay. We'll get that insight. 14.
Okay, 14. So, you can gather that these prices are more or less standard fare for what you would expect, given not just the
Sure.
fact you're in the middle of a forest and where you're not just going to readily find market items, but also they're generally pretty fair priced regardless. So your healing potions that you can find are all going to be they are 300 gold pieces each.
Oh, we don't have that much. Or at least I don't have that much.
And then the swords are going to be well, we'll start with the dagger. The dagger is 40,000 gold.
Off.
The
Right.
the dancing sword is 30,000 gold because she's had trouble selling it, and it's been sitting there a while. And the
Still gonna sit there
enigmatic
a
blue
while.
blade costs the same.
Do you think we could get a discount on that if we managed to heal the townspeople?
She pauses for a moment. Give me a persuasion roll. I'm going to contest it with her insight.
15.
Okay. So she looks at you. You want to do what?
Heal the people that are sick?
What did you think we were here for?
Child, if you can heal the sick in this village, I will give you all 3 of those blades.
Sold.
Sounds like a deal.
But in order to go do healing things, we're gonna go out in the wilderness, and we would need, Healy potions and invisibility, probably invisibility. And we definitely don't have 300 gold a piece.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
That was not any better. I got a 9.
She looks at you and she's like, I'm sure it would. Those potions would be useful for anyone.
Nim steps up. Well, that is a very good point. And, we are very excited to go find your healers. We've got a map. We are ready to go. It's just, we want to make sure that, we're not a lost cause. So what we're going to need is, some snacks and some potions. And, these are going to be put to good use. We're going to take these potions and probably use them on your healers if they've been harmed. And, we want the best possible outcome for your village. We want to make sure that, everything goes according to plan. And, if we can remove as many obstacles as possible, we'll probably be back before dinner and everyone can, gather around and we'll regale you with our tale. Wisp will probably do a nice performance. It'll be a good time. I just think that, honestly, if we had those potions, it would be a good help for all of us.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage, unless you have a skill or a feature that can help you here. You're an orator, so this is what you do.
Yeah. A lot of mine are based on harm or attacks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Your discouragement, I would say, could work as a sort of you're trying to use your presence to influence her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking that, or pleasant disposition, maybe.
Oh yeah, that could work.
Okay. So, what am I rolling? Sorry.
Persuasion.
Yeah, you're rolling persuasion.
At disadvantage, or
No, right? Because you have.
okay, because I have pleasant disposition. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
24.
24. See, this is what she does.
I mean, I was gonna steal it if that didn't go through.
So
Because that's where my proficiency is.
she turns to you and she's like, "Now you, child, you have a much more reasonable air about you. See," and then she sort of looks at you anew. "Dear, you could learn one from this one, and I don't say that about many humans." And she starts wrapping up the bread, the green bread, and hands that over to you. This is for your journey to help you along the way.
Well, thank you so much. This is going to be such a great help.
And I will let you, she points at you, Nim, choose one of these 3 potions, and she pulls the 3 that aren't healing potions, and she also hands you 1 healing potion.
Okay.
Invisibility.
So the 3 we had that were invisibility, the good berry, and
Giant strength.
giant strength. I kind of look around at my compatriots.
Like, hold on. I'm gonna like lean in, like, so it's not like, Anu, you know I have invisibility as a spell, right?
Okay.
Just saying the potion would be redundant.
Fine.
I mean, with the bread, I suppose we don't need the good berry.
Fair point.
A giant strength? None of us are giants.
There we go.
I mean, in some areas, we might be considered.
And I'm just like...
That would be my pick. I would nominate Mask to be the one to carry that, since they are the most likely to be using their hands in a pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sounds okay to me.
Agreed.
So does it make you giant too? So are you just like turning big and smashing things?
No, dear, it doesn't turn you into a giant.
Why are you listening to our conversation?
She just sort of taps her bejeweled ears. Elvin, remember?
That's fair. Why did I? Yep.
So I think we've got that settled. I did have one question. Do you deal or barter at all with potential spell component pieces, anything like that?
In fact, I do.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to pull the where is it? The hag's fingernail
Oh,
gross.
and put it on the counter and say, "Would this be of any interest?"
And what is that?
That is from a hag. One who had actually done quite a bit of nonsense in this forest of yours before we put a stop to it.
She's going to investigate it. And she looks at you. Dear, with all due respect, I don't deal in magic unless I can get a heroine to help me identify.
Fair enough. I will take it back.
But if you find her, you can have her help me. She went out looking for her beloved 2 nights ago.
Do you know where?
Well, considering that her beloved was Carol, I would imagine that she went wherever they went.
the healer?
Yes, they were one of the healers of the village. The primary one, after Valar lost his powers.
Well, we will see what we can do. Thank you for your time.
Of course, and thank you. If you can actually help with this plague, it'll be well worth a blade or two.
All right, I'm set. Everybody else good?
Yes. I will. I look at the dagger and I'm like, I will be back for you.
There's no way.
And as you guys exit the tent, you see about 20 feet off the ways, Innis sees you. Oh, there you are. I was wondering where you'd gotten off to.
Hey, no.
I hope Keith was a help to you.
Hey,
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
A lovely conversation.
if I even fail with them, basically, Dad, I'm on the
Well, she's always been very good with her words and with finding oddities and obscurities that she can peddle either to our own or to others when we manage to run into them.
Well, we have supplies. We have a direction. We ready to go?
I think so.
Always ready.
Yep.
We are indeed.
All right.
And you see that now he's actually wearing
I can't wait till
armor
we see the bill
that looks like it's made of lacquered wood. He's got a breastplate and a pauldron. His other arm is bare, but he carries a shield that is shaped in such a way that he can really defend most of that arm behind the shield. And he wields a, what almost looks like a pole arm, but it has blades on either side.
Oh my God.
You look nicely tooled up.
I was on the freaking
Well, thank you.
coast, we were on
I do tend to clean up well.
All right.
And then he kind of winks at you and leans in, if you know what I mean.
You were on much better footing until you added that bit.
And he sort of leans out.
He's coming on me hard.
And he's like, very well, let's go.
All right.
And you guys head out. And at this point, I am going to need a survival check
For each of us or for the group?
for the group.
Nim!
Oh, shit. 14?
So
What was it?
14?
14. You guys wander, and it's a little rough. And at one point, you're pretty convinced that you know the way until you realize, oh shit, I got mixed up. And night falls, and eventually, Innes says, you know, I think we just need to call it here. We need to make camp.
All right. Well, might as well.
We really need to find a safe place, though. So perhaps someone else should look for a good camping spot. And he looks over to Anu. Are you any good at finding a good camping spot?
Why do you keep looking at me like that?
Just to undermine him, I'll take the survival roll if that's what we're
Sure.
needing for a camping spot finding.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. So you managed to find a really nice spot. It's pretty well shaded. It's actually around a rock face and kind of in just a little bit, but the rock face sort of creates this almost like a dip that makes a very walled and secured and protected little grove that isn't easily seen until you push some bushes away. So this is really well hidden.
Nice.
And it has a clear view to the moon on top of it. So it's quite bright, all things considered.
Dig it.
So
Is this a good spot for everybody?
Yep.
you are a bit more impressive than I first surmised, I suppose.
Well, you really were selling me short, weren't you?
I mean, it's not like you got the view, or that I got the view that you did.
I look down at like my, you know, it's all covered with clothes anyway, but look down at my fur covered lower half and go like, I'm not sure how much it would have helped you.
That's valid.
Why don't you
So,
just sneak a peek like you did with me?
Ha!
in all fairness, you were the one that came to my spot. I've frequented that spring many times before you showed up. That's right. And he leans in. I've soaked in that pool many times before you.
I'm not concerned about who was soaking in there. I was concerned about who was watching.
Oh my god.
Well, while they banter, I will set up Lehman's tiny hut.
Okay. Easy enough to do. And I'm not going to make you guys make a survival roll to set up camp.
You'll wake us when you leave it next time, yes?
Yes. Now, is this another like group roll or individually?
It is just you guys set up camp. There's no roll. You guys did great. And the rain actually dissipates in the early evening. So it is no longer any sort of raining. And whoever wants to, if you want to set up a watch, you're welcome to, but you do not have to.
I feel like it just feels like a bad idea to not do a watch rotation.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be up anyway. But...
That's true.
And, you know, we both only need to transfer about 4 hours. So between us, we should be able to cover a watch if you need it.
I think it would be appreciated. Just be sure you're actually watching.
Oh, I will watch.
Yeah,
Outside
out there.
of the tent.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
And so who's going first, Anu? Is it you or him?
I'm not, to trance?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna watch him trance.
Okay. Do I have your permission, good Sarah, to enter your tent?
No.
Your force magic tent of power. And he sort of like, you know, begins making these flamboyant bows and gestures to the magical dome.
Come on in.
And he bows very low and then enters. In like a very like showy, sarcastic display.
Mm-hmm.
And he will begin trancing. Anu. Well, first let me ask, who all's going to sleep straight away?
I'm gonna wait for him to go into a trance, but after that I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I want my spell slots back.
Okay. Masquerade, are you staying up or are you sleeping?
That's a wrap.
Take a watch. I mean, I know I don't have to, but I kind of want to know what's going on in this
That's
wood.
so funny.
Okay. So both of you, Masquerade and Anu, give me a perception roll. Or investigation, your choice. Or survival even.
I'm gonna do perception.
Hey, hold on. It was perception or what?
Perception, survival, investigation.
Oh, good. Investigation is good for me. 19.
Okay.
26.
26. Okay, so Masquerade, as you are sitting here just kind of with your thoughts, you realize there is an indentation just behind that bush.
It's so funny.
Okay.
In the ground. Just a weirdly shaped indentation.
And check it out.
All right. it looks like a footprint. You can make a nature check or an animal handling check to see if you recognize the creature.
That's going to be animal handling.
Okay.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You know what? I'm actually going to leave you a note. More secrets, because we love our secrets.
I want a secret.
Secret. Hush,
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Secret. Everybody sing along. That's a reference nobody gets.
No, that is absolutely a reference that I get, and I love it.
Absolutely no one. None of us, for sure.
So there you go, Robin.
I'm
You've
sorry,
got the
I
thing.
didn't get
So
it.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have animal handling or nature, but
There
like,
is something we might be on the lookout for. You said that this sickness was changing people.
he's in a trance.
Innes is in a trance right now.
I'll just motion you guys over. I want you to look at this print. It's this is not a paw.
Look at that.
It's almost like a clawed ape did it.
oh right, because can I explain what I saw when I got sick?
Sure, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Look at how much time we have.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm doing.
So yeah, you hear that just calling out in the distance, right around the time that Masquerade says that.
I explained what I saw in my sickness, and that's probably it.
Okay.
How about everybody get in the hut?
Not only that,
Get in the hut.
all we were just doing was
Yeah.
just memes. We were just
And you
we knew we won. We knew we won.
Anu, with your perception roll, you notice a shadow up on the ledge about 30 feet up from you. The creature is built like an ape, with long, dangling, muscular arms that drag on the ground. It has these massive Wolverine claws, the animal. And you notice that it's covered in fur of some
Okay,
sort.
first, ow. All right.
You
first, focus.
notice that it also has a head that looks like the skin and the fur is actually peeling away to reveal the skull beneath. And the skull is that of a deer, but with long fangs going down and jutting up. And it has these huge antlers that almost give it a tree's silhouette. But probably the strangest thing of all is for how muscular, how bulky this thing is. Its waist is little more than the width of your forearm.
We beat you in literally
Oh.
in our second
That's
match.
very unsettling.
Like our second to last match.
Yeah, he seems to specialize in that, doesn't he?
And it opens its mouth, and you hear this, "Whoa!"
No, thank you.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
And it echoes into the night. And everybody needs to roll initiative.
Are we not in the hut?
Not everyone.
Fuck.
And New's not. And as far as I know, you're not quite yet because you were investigating.
That's
19.
that is a nat 20, which makes it a 24.
Okay. So,
14.
Hold on, let me get all this taken care of.
I crit
You crit? So what is that for you then?
a 3.
Okay, so that means it is Wisp, Anu, the creature. Then what did Nim and Masquerade get?
19.
So
14.
Masquerade and Nim.
I would like the record to show that Nim was just trying to snooze in the hut.
And of course, because he's in the middle of a trance, that would make sense why Innis would go last. So, Wisp, you're up first. You see this creature. It is about 2 stories tall.
How far away is it currently?
It is 30 feet up, and from you, probably another 30 feet away. So, like, 60-ish feet.
Can it get into the hut?
No.
Not if you can make it to the hut.
That's why everybody else needs to get in here.
Just me and Mask out. Yeah.
I think the only thing that I can hit it with at this range is going to be Vicious Mockery.
Okay. That's a charisma roll, right? Or is it wisdom?
It is... Hold on, checking. It is a wisdom.
Dirty 20.
Damn it.
All right. So when you shout your mockery, it looks like it falls on deaf ears. Anu.
How far away from the tent?
You are between 30 and 60 feet away.
Jesus, how far away is that? What? All right. I'm going to start going backwards, but start going backwards as fast as I can.
Okay. How fast are you?
35.
Nope.
Okay, yep, you can just make it into the hut. And now it is its turn. So this creature once again lets out this guttural roar as it just jumps, leaps down, and it shakes the ground as it lands. It's almost like the forest itself quakes with it. And the creature just lumbers up to this hut. And it opens these jaws, and you see skin snapping from where it was connected as it opens these jaws, and the hut turns into vapor that enters the creature's mouth, and the hut is gone.
Oh, you fucking cheater.
That sounds broken.
And when it does that, the creature lets out a roar. You hear this almost sickening liquid plop from its abdomen. And the creature grows just a little bigger.
We don't even have.
And Masquerade, it's your turn.
So about that giant strength potion.
Yeah, I feel like magic isn't gonna help us over much here. Yeah, let's do that. That seems like a good idea.
So you're gonna use a bonus action to drink the potion?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna punch.
Okay, so when you drink that potion, your strength score becomes 19.
Okay.
So for the next, roll a d4 for me.
Four.
4. So for the next 4 hours, your strength score is 19.
All right, let's go.
Mask smash.
So go ahead. What are you gonna do, Masquerade?
I'm gonna flurry of blows.
All
That's
right.
what I'm gonna do.
Roll an attack roll.
Okay, 18.
18 will hit. That will just hit. Meets beats.
All right. 26.
26 damage?
No, 26 to hit for my second attack.
Oh, yep, that'll hit.
And 14 for the third, but that's okay.
All right, so that one will miss. So roll your damage.
All right, that's gonna be 17 bludgeoning.
17 bludgeoning damage total.
Yes.
Okay, so when you punch this thing, you can feel the bones cracking beneath. You can feel it hurts it. And it's weird because the creature, the closer you get to the stomach, the more brittle and fragile it seems, and the further you get away from it, the more bulky and strong it seems.
Okay.
Nim, you're up.
Can I, that creature's within 120 feet of me, right?
Absolutely.
So they just took damage from an attack. I would like to add insult to injury.
Okay, you can absolutely add insult to injury.
And I'm going to do that by saying, like, you are a very silly looking creature and you are nothing compared to my friend Mask. And then, so they take additional psychic damage equal to my charisma modifier.
Oh gosh. So altogether, how much damage is that?
That's all it says. So
you make an attack roll is what you do, and then you do the damage and you add your charisma modifier on top of it. And that's not magic damage either. Oh gosh. That's nasty against this thing.
So okay. So I do an attack roll.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
I got a natural 1. So I've just pissed it off.
All right. You roll that natural 1, and as you lunge for it, the creature grabs you by the wrist in its massive hand, so your whole forearm is encompassed in this hand. And it just lifts you by your forearm. And it roars in your face, spittle blasting all over you. And it looks like it's drawing you towards it like it wants to eat you. And that's Innis now. So Innis is going to shout, "Die!" And he rolled a natural 1 too.
Oh, jeez.
I just want you guys to know Nim's up there kicking her little feet.
The creature throws you off to the side, Nim.
Oh, thank God.
You take 9 bludgeoning damage as you hit the stone wall, and you are slung 30 feet away. And then the creature grabs Innis when he goes for an attack and grabs his whole torso in one hand, his arms now pinned to his sides. And it is Wisp's turn. Wisp, what do you do?
How close am I to this thing at this point?
Yeah, because he
It is within 10 feet of you.
It is within 10 feet. Okay. All right. I am going to attempt to do an earth tremor under its feet.
Okay.
Which means I need a dex save from this thing.
Dirty 20 again.
God damn it!
Does that do anything else besides
On
whatever?
a failed save, hang on. Failed save, nobody made a save. Blah 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 blah.
Does it make the ground difficult terrain or anything?
It becomes difficult terrain. For the ground under his feet has become difficult terrain, but he's not knocked down and he takes no damage.
Okay, so the ground literally in response. Well, how does your thing manifest? I'll let you describe it.
Oh, this is is a jump, a spin, and a punch the ground is how this works.
Okay, and when you punch the ground, it ripples the ground, causing the earth to jut up in crisscrosses with these jagged spikes just everywhere now on this upturned earth. You see a couple bushes get turned to the side. And, is that all you're doing? You don't want to declare a dance partner?
I am gonna declare a dance partner. I'm declaring Anu
Okay.
as my dance partner on this.
All right. So, Anu, it's your turn.
Magic is probably not going to harm him. Although I feel like setting it on fire sounds right.
Okay.
No. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going to... I wish there was an action to take aim.
There is. It's a bonus action for you as a rogue.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to take aim.
Okay. So
I'm
you
gonna
get
aim
advantage on a ranged attack.
Ranged. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to aim at his stomach.
Okay. With what?
My crossbow.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Oh, first.
What? I got a 12.
Nope.
Yeah.
Goes wide.
Okay. Well, because Anu did an attack, I can use my reaction.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try an earth tremor under it again.
Okay. Dex?
Dex save.
19.
God!
It was only
damn
one
it!
less. It was only one less than last time. I'm sorry.
No, you're not!
I do actually feel bad.
Cheating.
So, okay. And Anu, you have a bonus action still if you want to do... Oh, no, you used your bonus action, so you're good, I guess. It is its turn. And it has him grappled.
Were you really gonna kill him? Nice.
The creature lifts Innis overhead, inserts his head into its mouth, and bites down and tears the bloody body away from the head and tosses it aside and swallows the head.
Fuck me.
Don't get caught.
And that is its round. That's all it is doing. Because Wisp, you are right there. You are getting sprayed with a shower of blood.
Oh, great.
It is now Masquerade. Your turn.
I'm starting to think a tactical retreat might be in order.
Well, right now, Nim is on the opposite side of the rest of you guys from the creature.
I'm gonna get up in its face and like try to keep its focus on me because I've still got giant strength going on.
Okay.
Try to like give some people space to maybe move out.
Okay.
So it's flurry of blows and hand of harm.
Okay. So go ahead and do that.
18 to hit.
18 to hit.
18 to hit.
18 to hit. Those will both hit.
16 to hit on the last
16 to
one.
hit. Okay.
Wait, no, because my strength score is higher right now, and if I go by that, then it's only 17, and that won't hit, will it?
Nope.
So it doesn't matter. Oh my god, these damage rolls. Okay, that's gonna be 8 bludgeoning and 6 necrotic.
Okay. So,
Wait, 12 bludgeoning and 6 necrotic.
Okay.
I gotta factor in my...
So that is that. So you punch this thing with, how does it look when you use your hands of harm?
And just like this deep bruised purple color that sort of like leeches in and grossness.
Okay. When you do that, the bruisedness sort of turns into this shadowy vapor that comes out of it, And the creature, once again, it eats the damage. And it actually looks like it's healed from it. The punch still worked and did a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it ate the magic when you infused your strike with magic.
Okay, that's fine. Is it focused on me?
Yes.
Okay. Good enough.
So, Nim, you are up.
So Nim's number one goal right now is to hide.
Okay.
So just kind of to get up after that throw and landing where she did, to find a spot, to kind of seek cover, but also trying to find a spot that would accommodate the rest of the party. If she sees anything nearby, like a cave that would be too small for this creature, or if there's anything.
So basically there are a couple bushes, but you guys are in a place that was very defensible except from above, and the only way that you can really get away from this is by getting out the way you came in.
Okay.
So you're going to have to try to sneak past the thing. Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
13.
13. Okay, so as you're sneaking, give me a perception check. I'm giving him disadvantage to notice you, by the way, because he's focused on Masquerade.
21.
21. So you notice you notice that there is like shreds of cloth, especially around the neck, and it looks like there's also some sort of like pendant that's hanging down from the creature.
Is it just kind of like a necklace style pendant, or okay?
Yeah. Yep. And you can manage to sneak past without being noticed because Masquerade is commanding that attention.
Yes.
So, Wisp, you're up.
So, wait, Mask, when you attacked this thing, did you like get up on its shoulder or something, or what did you do exactly?
I mean, I was just standing in front of it and punched it.
Okay. Sorry, I lost track of where people were. All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound annoyed there.
So
It's just a frustrating fight.
No, I'm not frustrated. I just.
So.
Oh, gotcha.
If Mask is right next to this thing, like I just want to knock it on its ass. God damn it!
I'm sorry, I'm rolling pretty well actually.
With the friggin' earth tremor, it's just that like I'm gonna have to aim it really carefully for Mask to not also get caught in it.
Mm-hmm.
Will you allow me to do that?
I will say yes.
Okay.
You can get it so that it's caught on the edge if you target it like further back.
Yes, that's
sure.
my aim. So, dex save from this frickin' lumbering, should not be dexterous nonsense.
14.
Fails!
Okay.
Ugh. I did not do it for high damage because I did it at first level, but I was more interested in knocking it prone, which it now is.
It is now prone.
And it takes 4 bludgeoning damage on the way down.
All right. That is the result of a spell, though. So actually, it heals for 4. As you see it land.
Hold on. Can I argue this with you?
Okay.
Because the spell is not aimed at him. The spell is aimed at the ground. So the effect to him is he loses his footing. And the damage comes from him landing, not from the spell.
Fair. We'll say he doesn't recover from that one then.
Thank you.
He falls and he hits himself and he takes 4 damage from hitting his head on a rock. His
There
skull
we
head
go.
on a rock. And Anu, you can act because you're a dance partner.
Can I see the necklace? Do I have to roll perception for that?
You do. Because you're right up in there with them.
11.
11. No, doesn't hit. But you see the necklace, and I will let you specifically make a religion check or history.
I have neither of those, but I'll try it. 14.
14. Okay. So, which one is that? Religion or history? Because that's going to affect what this is.
Oh, now I'm curious. I feel like I should flip a coin. Religion or history? Religion.
Religion. Okay. This is the symbol of one of your elven gods. Specifically, the elven god of blood and healing.
Okay. I want to take it.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check real quick.
Oh, sorry. It hit other dice. There we go. 19.
19. You can swipe the pendant.
It's mine now.
And now we go back to Wisp. Wisp, do you have a bonus action you want to do? Or a movement?
Step on its chest. No.
Well, has anything started to happen from her snatching it? Like any immediate impact from that, or
It
just
hasn't
doesn't...
noticed yet.
All right. It's prone still. It hasn't had a chance to get up, so I'm gonna stab the shit out of it.
Okay. Go ahead and stab it.
So, do I get advantage on a roll since it's prone? Or...
Yes, you do. 'Cause
Yay.
It's a melee attack.
Okay, let's see here. We will lead with the dagger. That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
So that is 5 piercing damage, and reminder that it is silver.
Okay. That actually doesn't apply in this fight, weirdly enough.
Nuts. Okay. Well, next up, the rapier, and that will be 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay, and for damage on that one, damn it, it's 3.
3. Okay. So you get 2 good stabs in, and when you pull it out, the creature bleeds red.
That's unexpected.
And it is now Anu's turn. Oh, are you trying to move, by the way? Or are you just staying there fighting it?
Me or Anu?
You.
Me, while it's prone, I would prefer to stab and get away.
Okay, well, it can't take opportunity attacks while it's prone.
I know, but it's going to get up next turn.
Yep.
So I don't want to be there when it's up.
Okay, so you're going to move away.
Yes.
All right, so you move away, and you can see Nim is already heading out too, it looks like. So now we go to Anu.
And I get advantage now that's on the ground.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to hit it with both my crossbows.
Okay, you have disadvantage for ranged attacks if they're prone.
Oh. It's weird.
Yeah.
I only have a dagger. I want to hit it and run. Yeah, I'll hit it and run.
Okay, you have advantage, which means you also get your sneak attack.
Yeah! 19.
19 will hit.
All right.
Roll that
so-
damage plus your sneak attack.
Okay. All right.
Got that sneaky sneak.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Sorry, I didn't plan on it going 15 minutes over. I was thinking we were gonna get away from this quicker.
He ate Innis. Why would
He
you right?
did.
I was gonna say, was it the plan to kill the NPC? Because given your face, I'm not sure it was.
No. But it has an action where it does a thing, and Innis doesn't have enough hit points. Innis doesn't have near the hit points you guys have. And if you do all the hit points in one go, it's auto death, so.
23.
23.
Wait. That was right. I did that math right. 17 plus 6?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
23 damage with a dagger.
All right. This creature looks like it's very close to being bloodied. And it is now, are you going to move?
Yes.
All right. Now, Wisp,
Yes.
you can get your dance partner status and do a thing if you want to.
Is there a way to, like, do you have anything that can, like, break the mountain on top of it?
Well, yeah, hold on a second. So, like, is there like a rock ledge, like, right over it while it's down and prone, or anything
Yeah,
like
there
that?
is.
Would you allow me to cast Earth Tremor on the wall to try and bring it down on top of the thing?
Yes.
How would we do that? How would we figure out that working? Because obviously the wall isn't gonna roll a dex save.
I will roll its saving throw
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Okay.
If it fails on the saving throw, then it is buried, and you guys can be out of combat and manage to get away as long as your intent is to get away.
All right. Now, additional inquiry.
Uh-huh.
Will we apply the normal earth tremor damage from the rocks falling onto it?
No. I would say that instead, you can do 3d8 damage if it fails. However, if it succeeds on its saving throw, I'm going to say that it gets up as part of this.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Fair. That's fair.
All right. 15.
Fuck. Meats.
Neat
God.
beats.
Wait, is Nim still in the area?
Nim is
to
in
give
the
a check?
area, and Nim could cast or could use discouragement.
I do it.
All right. So how do you discourage it?
I say again, you are a very silly looking creature and we do not like you.
All right. And when that happens, it gets -3, so that's actually a 12.
Okay. It loses that then. So you said 3d8. 12 bludgeoning.
12. And you describe to me how this looks.
So Wisp is so I'm what I'm gonna say is that in getting away from it, Wisp kind of went along the wall, so just kind of like backhands the rock wall, and up above it breaks and cracks, and the upper portion of it just comes down in a rain of rock.
Okay. And the creature is now buried. And it is also bloodied. And it is its turn. So, I am going to see if it can dig itself out this time with a strength save. Natural 20. I swear. Natural 20. Right there. There it is. Can you see it?
You're fired, Steven. You're
I'm so
fired.
sorry. So the rocks tumble and bury the creature, and you hear this, and it just rings out through the forest. And when it does, it and the rocks all just throw away like catapulted, and it gets up.
He should have
And
had
it looks
disadvantage.
mad. And now it is Masquerade's turn.
It was a good idea, at least.
Yeah, I still think we should run. I mean, this thing is only bloodied. Are we all on the same side of it now?
Everybody's on the same side of it.
Okay, like, I'm gonna keep attacking it because, like, I'm keeping it in one spot. But we can't run until you guys start running, so I'm just gonna say that again, and then punch it.
Okay. So make those attack
That
rolls.
is not what I meant to click, which is unfortunate because that would have been a good roll.
See if they get away.
22.
22. So that will hit.
All right, the second attack won't.
Okay.
And then the third one is also a 22.
All right, so 2 attacks will hit. Roll that damage.
Okay, that's going to be 9 and hold on. D&D Beyond, come on. And 8.
9 and 8 for a total of 17. This creature is bloodied and it is hurting, but it is still up. And do you have anything else you're doing, Mask, or is that it?
That's what I got.
All right, Nim.
So Nim's still trying to, Nim does not want to do an attack. Nim has no attack to do. So Nim is going to try to direct everybody towards the escape, kind of motioning to Mask, like, come on, and pointing, like, we need to run, everybody.
Okay, are you doing this in common?
In what?
In common?
I mean, is that what we always talk in?
Yeah, that's what you usually talk in.
So, yeah.
Okay, so the creature looks like it recognizes what you said.
Ah.
I'll give you that much. Do you want to do anything else?
Do I notice that the creature recognizes this?
Yes.
So Nim, trying to be very sneaky, says, "That's why we're gonna run the other direction," and points the way that she doesn't want people to go.
Okay. So, that is just fine. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because that's all you're doing. And then I presume you're actually getting out because you can get out of the area this time if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead the way because I know that if I stay and try to help, I'm probably more of a hindrance to everybody else getting out. So.
Okay, so you get out of there. Wisp, it's your turn.
I really want this thing dead. God, no, I mean, like, still keeping Anu as the dance partner, but yeah, I'm following Nim.
Okay, so you're running.
Yeah.
All right, you run. And what is your speed?
Walking speed is 35.
So you're dashing, right?
Yeah.
So you can get out of that clearing. So you're just gone out of the clearing. You're right up there with Nim. And Anu, what would you like to do?
If you want to hit it with crossbow bolts on the way out.
I took the pendant. Does that stop it from healing?
Nope.
Damn, that would have been awesome.
It's a non-magical pendant.
Oh, that's whack. I'm going to shoot my crossbows on my way out.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Six. I got 17 for one, and then 24 for the other.
One of them just barely misses.
Alright. And damage. Is it paying attention to me? Do I get sneak attack?
You do get sneak attack because you have an ally adjacent still in Masquerade.
Yeah! Whew, fucking hell. That is. I can do math. That is 23.
23. Holy cow.
Yeah, my sneak attack damage was 18.
Okay. So, wow. All right. You shoot and fire at this thing, and it just sinks into its chest a little bit, and it's bleeding profusely from that wound now. It is its turn, and it is going to go for Masquerade.
Come at me, bro.
19.
I mean, yes, my AC is 15.
Okay.
Why do we have such low armor class? We need better armor. We keep getting weapons and shit.
Okay, you take 13 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
as this creature grabs you. And you are now restrained. As it lifts you like it did with Innis. But it can't do anything else this round because it attacked you. And it can, you know what? It can squeeze. It can squeeze. It'll squeeze. So that is just auto damage at much lower. 4 more bludgeoning damage as it just squeezes you. And that is its turn. It is lifting Masquerade. The creature has picked Masquerade up, has their arms pinned to their sides as it's lifting them with their head going towards the mouth. Masquerade, you are a monk though, so I will let you attack without your arms. If you want.
Ha, kicking. Flurry of blows does not say flurry of punches.
Exactly.
Okay.
Are these kicks with giant
Am I up?
strength?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
It's not like you
That's
only
gonna
get
be
giant strength from your arm
25.
muscles.
Now they are made at disadvantage because you're restrained.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well,
How does that
no,
work?
I missed all 3 times.
You missed all 3 times.
You had a 25 for one of them.
But they were all made at disadvantage.
Yeah, no, it was at disadvantage.
Yep. So yeah.
Well, hold on. How close were any of those? Were any of them close or like big whiff?
Well, what you could do is if any of you has an inspiration, you can give it to Robin to negate that disadvantage.
Now, would it negate it on all 3 rolls or just one of the 3?
One of them.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
No.
I will let one person make a medicine roll. If you succeed on a DC 15 medicine roll, it will tell you how many hit points the creature has left.
I've got +1 on medicine. What's everybody else?
I've got
+2.
+3.
So Nim, that's you.
I have +6.
Oh,
Yeah, you do that.
okay then.
24.
Masquerade, the creature has 10 hit points left.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you guys got this.
So,
You guys got this. I'm not bloodied. Go ahead.
Nim, it's your turn.
Nim,
Just wait to give us some cheering.
yeah, Nim's going to kind of hustle, she's going to stay out of range of this monster, but she's going to come back closer because she does have a healing potion just in
Okay.
case it's needed.
And so now you're within range of your encouragement again.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Wisp, you have run away from the creature, but
I have, but if I only have to move another. I mean, like, I'm not going to dash back because that's my whole thing. I will move close enough to go with Vicious Mockery again because you indicated that psychic damage is more helpful on this thing. So I need a Wisdom saving throw.
14.
That is a fail.
Okay.
So I am going to holler at it. I'm just trying to think of something to say. You didn't even do your workout evenly. You're all lopsided.
Okay.
And that is 2d4, so that's 4 points of psychic damage.
4 points. It's hurting. It looks like it understood you, and it looks offended. And is that all you got?
That is all I got, because I am too far away to even declare a dance partner at this distance.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Anu, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna swing both crossbows at it again. Woo! That's wow. Okay, so I got a crit failure on one, but a nat 20 on the other.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you can choose to cause the crit failure to make the nat 20 just a standard hit, or you can hit Masquerade with your nat 1.
What do you mean make a standard hit?
So it still hits, but it's not a crit.
Okay, yeah, standard hit, because I still get sneak attack.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
yeah, this thing's
All
real
right,
close
go
to
ahead.
death.
Yeah, standard hit. Yeah, that got it. 19.
I was gonna say it just has to be more
19.
than 6.
Yeah, my sneak
Describe
damage is...
how you kill this thing.
Alright, after the first one misses, I toss it behind me. I'm gonna pick it up later.
Uh-huh.
And just quickly double hand my second hand one. I crouch down low, pierce it right in its stomach.
Okay. So as you do that, you guys see as Masquerade's shoulders and up are now within the creature's mouth, and the jaws start to close, and it's almost like it's slow motion as this bolt flies from the crossbow and hits the creature in the stomach. And when it does, you see this explosion of blood and entrails gush out of it. You see that there is objects, people. You see the head of Innis. You see all of these things just spill out, so much so that there's no way that all of this occupied this single space. Yet it creates an area of about 60 feet of guts and gore. Like radius, 60-foot radius of just disgusting stuff. And it falls, and its grip loosens on Masquerade.
Did anyone else get a vision of like the end of the first Jaws movie where they're like, "Smile, you son of a bitch"?
And
That's nasty.
as you guys can start to come together, you hear another sound, guttural and deeper, but similar to this one. And as you look up, you see another one of these, and this one is bigger. And that's where we're gonna leave it. So
You, Steven.
yeah, this one also has a pendant too.
Jeez, are you just trying to end the campaign?
So yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see next week if our party survives or what happens. So until next time, everyone, thank you for joining us, and tell your story your